And good morning, it's your friendly neighborhood Tironan, and today we are looking at the SC-100. That's an aircraft I've flown very sporadically. I don't know that I've ever covered it before, so it seemed like a good time to do it. 360 mile an hour plane. Was going into production just about the time France fell in World War II, so I didn't see a whole lot of use. This has what the prototype had, which was 420s in the nose and a 20 in the rear gunner position. It's a premium plane.
You are approaching the front line.
And it's a heavy fighter. It's got about 5,000 feet of altitude to it. Good turn of speed for this. It's a Tier 5 fighter. And his purpose in life was to, at that speed, it would have been quite capable of handling quite a few of the threats that France faced. It's a shame they didn't get it into production sooner. As you can tell, the firepower is quite formidable, and the tail gun is pretty formidable too. Now I've got turret stabilization. I had an extra. It's not something I fly very often, but I did manage to mod it up a little bit. And strangely enough, it's an aircraft that you don't necessarily want to turn around with. Instead, what you want to do is use the 20 millimeters in front to make your standard dive with somebody, and make use of your tail gunner. He's got quite an effective stinger. If you spend any points or anything on the aircraft. So you see an aircraft on your tail, that's just fine. Go ahead and kill it with your tail gun.
The enemy is concentrating near the plant. Be extremely careful.
Yeah, it's the second or third plane I've killed with a tail gun. It's unique in that respect. It's not something you want to get involved with. And it's another SE-100. Well, you'll take a fight where you've got 420s and they got 120. And believe it or not, 5,000 feet is considered high level at this point. ME-209V4. That's a premium aircraft. You got good reach on the gun. You will have to deploy sniper mode on it, obviously. But that's okay. Good reach on the guns. Obviously, it's a bot. Nobody'd be stupid enough to be trying to wiggle around and use those kind of maneuvers they'll use. Just a hope not. And I see we've done our normal bright thing. Okay, folks, when you have a mining base, you have to pay attention to it. You cannot win that game allowing the other side to control the mining base. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. And if anybody doesn't know by this time, you get your normal 3 per second, and then you get another 80 every 2 minutes. And so essentially it's like capturing a base and half of another base, or 2/3 of another base. I haven't done the math on it, but it's just not something you want to willingly surrender. And because we've had it this long, we probably have cost ourselves the game. And there's our, and I'm as guilty, by the way, of it as anybody else around here. Unfortunately, very tied up with a lot of aircraft. Now, you do have to be aware of, as you always ought to be aware, of incoming aircraft. Not for the normal reason, but because you're missing an opportunity to kill another aircraft. I just did for the 3rd or 4th time. Lost count here. Obviously, this fellow is upset that I killed him the last time. I believe that's a human player, so he can carry grudges. The bots normally don't. They're more than happy to kill you, and if you kill them, they seem to be just fine with it. Me, I carry a grudge. Now, I very much like the firepower on this, especially when you're dealing with something like an IL-2.
We cannot support you any longer. The storm is too heavy. Do you copy? Over.
Well, accidental ramming was
Push harder.
not my normal mode of operation, but I'll take it. I do not like ramming, by the way. I just think it shows a very poor pilot. I wish they'd take the mechanic out of the game entirely. Looks like we've almost caught up with those gentlemen. Now, it gives you an idea when you let somebody get the other side get a couple of hundred points on you. It's almost, we just now caught up, and this is an 800-point game, thank God, or we would have not done well.
The enemy is trying to capture the plant. Don't let them do it.
I got some sort of aircraft back behind me here. Yeah, sorry. Premium. If I continued to ignore him, he would have killed me, caught up and killed me. It's one very nice plane, and in my opinion, from what I've seen, I don't own one. It seems to be a little bit OP. While I'm saying that, I'm chasing him down in a heavy fighter. And of course, he's not a premium, but you know. Okay, So there is the SC-100. One very nice aircraft. I wish I'd flown it more often. I won this. I don't purchase aircraft. But my... so we got a hat trick out of this, rear cover, self-defense master, subjugator, and came in number 1. Not going to complain too much about that. May have to play this a little more often. I definitely needed the silver out of that. We destroyed 11 aircraft. We assisted in destroying 1, helped capture 2 sectors. And we got some skill points out of this I'll have to assign. And if I'm at ME-410, I'd be pretty upset. I'm sorry. I would be. He certainly earned first place in my eyes. Okay, and that's going to about do it. Let's see here. Alright, so we need to assign some pilot skills to this fellow. On this aircraft, your gunnery is going to be awfully important to you. And then your pilot, you're going to want to start on you have 2 choices here. You can either go with the one, which reduces aiming time by 50%, and then you get a 30% reduction in the incoming fire. That can be awfully important. The other one is that you increase your burst length by 20, and then you come in here and you increase the firing range by 15% and effective turret stabilization by 20%. But I usually prefer this one. Oh, when I finally got Bringing Terror, the mid-row. I see I have a whole series of low-level missions I've got to complete here. Alright, so thoughts on the aircraft. A 16-second turn fight, you're not going, turning circle, 360 turning circle, you're not going to dogfight with anybody, even other heavy fighters. Thanks to having a 20 millimeter in the tail, you don't have to. Tear them up as best you can with your 20s, finish them off with your 20 in your tail, and keep a very good eye on your radar while you're flying this aircraft, because if you're not making good use of your tail gunner to kill incoming aircraft, you're making a mistake. Alright, you saw an F4F bite it, decided it was going to attack me. I didn't even bother trying to turn. I just got on with the tail gunner very quickly and let him have it. And you got a number of things going. I don't know how well it's modeled in the game, but one of the things to be aware of is if it is modeled correctly, the aircraft that's coming at you is adding his own velocity to the velocity of the incoming shell. Think about that one for a moment. Now, I don't have any idea whether that's included in the model. You'd have to go to the tech forum to ask and wait for a reply if you ever got one. And you might not. I'm kind of surprised they didn't stick some ordnance on this, to be honest with you. It seems to be one I'd like to have some ordnance on. Trade a little bit of speed for that. Good tail gunner, good front armament, and, you know, 2 500-pound bombs would be pretty darn nice. Kind of missed a trick on that one, but, you know, it's a premium plane. I'm not going to complain, and it was one, so I really can't even say anything about that. Darned effective if you don't get too many aircraft on you here, and really enjoyed this flight. So that's going to wrap this one up. Please remember to like the video and to subscribe. We need all the subscribers we can get. This is your friendly neighborhood Tironan. I'm going to go out, and we'll see you tomorrow.